welcome back to another video. We've just watched Algeria beat Zimbabwe by 3-1 goals from Bounedjah, Sofiane Feghouli, Riyad Mahrez and Kadewere for Zimbabwe, and which was, I thought, was a very entertaining game, a very entertaining return to African football qualifying and a great spectacle, and fair play to both teams, because despite having no supporters, and I know that Algerian players were really disappointed we didn't have any fans inside the stadium, but we still put on a good match, and Zimbabwe were great opponents, and we're going to talk a little bit about this later on, but Zimbabwe, they were a little bit tough at times and they were playing quite well in some of the match. So Algeria 3, Zimbabwe 1. Let's start off by going through the starting lineup. Mbulhi was in goal. We played Halemia at right back. It was Mehdi Zahra and Issa Mandi in the middle. Benzabani passed fit to play the game. He started at left back. Mehdi Abid started over Adeline Goudiora. Maybe Goudiora was rested for the tougher game in a few days to come. Goudiora's 35 years old, by the way, still playing for Algeria. Feghouli and Benasser in the middle. Mahrez on the right. Brahimi on the left and Bounedjah up front. So let's go through the game. And Zimbabwe started off very brightly. The first 20 minutes, it was all Zimbabwe. Mbulhi having to make a save within the first minute at the near post in front of his goal. And Mbulhi, very important in this game, had to make a few saves. That was a key save right at the start. A few minutes later, Zimbabwe went very close with another header that went just over the goal. So Zimbabwe showed that they were here to play football. They weren't here to come and defend and get a point. They were ready to play the game. They started Nakamba, Kadewere, Biliat, Masona, Darikwa. There's some key players playing for them and some good talented players. And the way it looks, you probably expect Zimbabwe to come out of this group as well. And it's going to be a tough game when we go there next week. But we managed to break the deadlock. Sofiane Feghouli was playing in it seemed like a more attacking position today. He was a little bit more furthermore. It was Benasser and Abid sitting. Feghouli in that first half was getting forward a lot and he was having a lot of shots. He kept shooting from distance, and one shot I wondered, why is he shooting so far out? But the Zimbabwean goalkeeper made a mistake. He saved it, but he pushed the ball straight to Bounedjah, who had barely touched the ball until the 31st minute. I don't think Bounedjah had a touch. We didn't see much from Bounedjah, and I was starting to say to Balmani, can you put Delors on, please? But then suddenly Bounedjah, that's what he does. He's clinical, he gets the goal, and Algeria went 1-0 up after half an hour. Yeah, like I said, Feghouli, of course, goes on to score the second goal. He was playing in a very attacking position, perhaps a more comfortable position. We know he usually likes to play on right wing. He's not going to play right mid for Algeria because Mahrez has that position all to himself. But he was in a very attacking midfield role, and that was important for the second goal. Feghouli, what a ball from Mahrez, cutting in from that left. Lovely cross into the box, and Feghouli with a perfectly timed header into the back of the net. Again, the Zimbabwean goalkeeper probably should have done better. That's maybe why he got subbed off at half time. But two brilliant goals from Bounedjah and Feghouli, and 2-0 up. And you've got to say, the way the game started, we looked shaky. We were quite fortunate to come away with a 2-0 lead at half time, but you can't complain. We're scoring goals when we're not even playing at our best, and that is a very good sign for Belmadi's team. So Bounedjah with the first goal, Feghouli with the second goal, a great header, and then the best goal of the game for me is going to be that goal in the second half from Riyad Mahrez. But again, Zimbabwe came very close. That first 15 minutes of the second half was very similar to the first half. It was all Zimbabwe again. They were dominating. They were getting lots of opportunities and chances at our goal. But Riyad Mahrez, he tries to play Bounedjah in. The ball gets deflected back to him, goes past two players, bit of tricky footwork, and then the little chip over the goalkeeper. Do you want some salt on that chip? Because it is absolutely delightful. Pep Guardiola, I hope you're watching, because that's what Mahrez can do. What an exquisite finish from Riyad Mahrez. So 1 goal and 1 assist for Riyad Mahrez. That made it 3-0, and it was probably against the run of play with Zimbabwe dominating the chances in the second half as well at the beginning. But as soon as that Mahrez goal went in, that was that. The game was done. Juman Belmadi made a few substitutions. He brought on Ben Lamry, he brought on Zerkan, he brought on Nurse, he brought on Aribi, and he brought on Adeline Goudiora. 2 debuts there, by the way. Karim Aribi and Mehdi Zerkan playing for Algeria for the first time in their lives. Perhaps the first of many times, we don't know. We didn't see too much from the substitutions. No Adamuna's goal, as he liked to get off the bench like he did at AFCON 2019. But Zimbabwe did get a goal, and probably got to say they deserved a goal. Kadewere getting the goal, but he looked miles offside. I can't believe the linesman didn't put his flag off. And obviously we had no VAR in the 5th July Stadium. Kadewere was miles offside. He chips Mbulhi. We don't get the clean sheet, but we do go 21 games unbeaten, and that's now 9 points out of 9 in this group. We're well on our way to the next AFCON, and to defending our title. So Algeria on 9, Zimbabwe keep second place on 4 points. Zambia also earlier today, they beat Botswana by 2-1. So Zambia up to 3 points, Botswana down to 1 point. I still think maybe Algeria and Zimbabwe will both go to AFCON, but it's going to be a tough game next week. We'll talk about that game in a few days' time. But that Kadewere goal had to be called offside. A little bit disappointed we didn't see Ben Rahma come on for Brahimi. I don't think Brahimi had a particularly good game, but speaking of which, let's go through the player ratings. Mboli, solid display. I know he didn't get the clean sheet, but like I said earlier, that key save at the beginning really set the tone for the game, because if Zimbabwe score in the first 2 minutes, it completely changes the game out of our favour and we could have started panicking and who knows what could have happened. So Mboli, very good, but I wasn't that pleased with the defence. I wasn't pleased with Halamia. Mehdi Tahrat, who got substituted, did not have a good game. He was very shaky today. A lot of mistakes, a lot of the Zimbabwean chances were led to because of Mehdi Tahrat's mistakes. Didn't feel that comfortable when we don't have Ben Lamry in the back line, which is a shame. So I wasn't that impressed by Tahrat. Mandy a little bit better, but even Rami Ben Sabani wasn't having one of his best games. I know he had a brilliant volley, first time volley right at the end of the match, but wasn't that impressed with the defence. So, you know, sort of 6s, 6.5, 7s really for the defenders. Mehdi Abid had an okay game. He won that free kick in the first half. Of course, we hit that free kick into the wall and wasted it, and Bounedjah had a similar free kick in the second half, which we wasted. Abid coming in for Kadewere. Kadewere at 35 years of age, by the way. I still prefer him in that role. I think he's probably more solid in there, but Amadi looking to rest him because we're going to need Kadewere next week, so perhaps that's why I didn't get as many minutes. Benasser was fantastic as always. So had a set-piece delivery from Benasser is fantastic. And also a great game from Sofian Feghouli. I know he got subbed off, but he got a goal and he also sort of got an assist setting up the Bounedjah rebound goal. So Feghouli had a very good game. Mahrez with another goal and assist for Algeria, really racking up those stats. Now, he had a good game. Bounedjah scored, but that's all he did. But you can't really complain. That's his job to score. He is paid to score goals, and that's what he did. Yassine Brahimi, for me, 6.5. Didn't see a lot from him, and I'd like to see Ben Rahma start to earn the left side. Brahimi's not getting any younger. Still a good player, just didn't have a particularly good game. Surprised he played the full 90 minutes, and not much to say about the substitutes. They didn't really get enough time to express themselves. But a good game. Well done, Zimbabwe. Handshake, well done. It was a good game. Pleasure playing you. We'll be playing you again very soon. Guys, what are your thoughts on the game? Maybe some of your player ratings, your thoughts on the goals down below. What a goal from Mahrez. Fantastic goal. Pep Guardiola, I hope you're watching this and that game, because that was fantastic. But Algeria beat Zimbabwe by 3-1. Such a shame we had no supporters. On beIN Sports, they had the fake crowd noise, which was booing the Zimbabwean anthem and singing 1, 2, 3, Viva l'Algérie throughout the game. Amazing fake crowd noise, really. It was very realistic. Saw a few people try and sneak into the ground, staying on the outside, but security did well to make sure no supporters were inside the stadium. But good things to come. Good to see Zakane and Aribi make their debuts. A little bit disappointed with Brahimi's performance in the defence, but Mboli did well. Midfield did well. Feghouli shows that he's still good enough to play for the national team. Mahrez doing what he does best. Moment of magic. And Bounedjah scoring goals. It's what he does for breakfast, lunch and dinner. Guys, we're going to play Zimbabwe again very soon, so I will see you for that. Hopefully, inshallah. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.